What is a question I always get asked? That is, what are your favorite fragrances for getting compliments? I've talked about this before. I don't necessarily wear fragrances for that purpose. I like to wear them for myself, but I totally get it. We all have our own reasons and why we want to wear them. So I think it's a valid video to talk about, because the reality is there are certain fragrances that just completely grab compliments and they're gonna get you noticed. So stay tuned, because I'm gonna tell you my top 5 niche fragrances guaranteed to get you compliments. Coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to JoelTheNose here from Osme Perfumery in rainy Miami today. We have a little cold front coming in beginning of November. Cold front here means it drops 5 degrees, so that's not really a big deal, but what is big is the humidity drops, so it feels much cooler and lighter. Anyways, all right, you saw my introduction, top 5 compliment getting fragrances. I think it's an important video because bottom line is a lot of people wear fragrances because they want to get compliments, and who doesn't like compliments? I mean, who doesn't like being noticed? Who doesn't like when someone, gives you kind words or recognizes what you're wearing? I mean, look, we all have egos. It feels good. I mean, let's face it. So having said that, I compiled a list of my top 5 compliment getting fragrances. I'm going to go right down from 5 to 1. Put down in the comments below. You've seen me talk about certain ones recently. I want to see if you can guess what my number 1 or any of the others actually are on the list. But see if you can guess number 1. Put down in the comments. It'll be interesting to see who gets it. All right, let's do this. No further ado, and I'm hiding them back here so you can't see them. Coming in, number 5 is, you can see it there, Neo from Serjoff. Now, you don't see me talk about this one as much as, say, Oudin or Naxos or a number of the other great fragrances. Love this house. This is the Italian niche house, Serjoff. But Neo to me is, I see it all the time. People come in here, they buy it a lot, and it just grabs compliments. And I think the reason what does it for me is you've got your standard, great niche quality from Serjoff. Serjoff is, Head & Shoulders is one of the best fragrance brands out there. They're gonna last all day on your skin, 8 to 10 hours. It's gonna project. But this is one of the most beautiful neroli fragrances. And neroli sometimes isn't really, because it's so common in a lot of fragrances, it doesn't necessarily stand out. For me, it does in this one. It also has this green quality to it. So it's both neroli, but it's yet green, and it just screams and gets compliments. So if you want one from Serjoff that's gonna, get you noticed, try Neo. All right, number 4. Can you guess what it is from me holding the bottle right here? See if anyone gets it. I'll hold it here for a second. This is one of the all-time niche classics talked about. I think Luca Turin, other people have talked about this as one of the best fragrances of all time. And it is, you can see it there, New York Intense from Nicolai. Nicolai, for those of you, I've talked about this fragrance house before. Patricia Nicolai is the founder of the house, goes back almost 30 years now. She's the granddaughter of Guerlain, so this is like true perfume royalty. New York Intense is one of these amber fragrances. It's got lavender, it screams New York. A lot of other fragrances, not, but there's other New York Intense. I actually really like New York Intense from Fragrance Du Bois. It's one of my favorites. But if you want to get noticed and you want to get compliments, this is one that will surely do it. A true classic in the niche perfume world. New York Intense from Nicolai. All right, let's go on to number, I'm kind of hiding it here, and then I'm going to hold it up. Coming in at number 3 most complimented niche fragrance is, ta-da, Oud for Greatness. Oud for Greatness, I've talked about this recently in comparison to Oud for Happiness. Their newest fragrance, which is more of a kind of green cannabis, almost mystical fragrance. This is straight up, get noticed, Smells amazing. It's got a wonderful opening of saffron and nutmeg that gives a little bit of a sweetness that just screams for attention. Screams, I want to be noticed. This is a fragrance, if you want to get noticed and you want to get compliments, oud for greatness, will not let you down. Don't be scared of the oud. I don't even really smell the oud in this. To me, the oud is more of a blending material in this fragrance. It helps blend all the notes together, helps kind of like really, it actually helps the other notes shine rather than itself shine. So don't be afraid of the oud. For those of you who are a little bit skeptical of wearing an oud fragrance, this is not one that you have to worry about if you have that apprehension. All right, next, my number 2 fragrance, and I have an interesting story behind this one, why it's number 2, is Sunshine Man from Amouage. Look, from Amouage, could have gone with a host of fragrances. Could have gone with Lyric, Bracken, Beach Hut, my personal favorite from the brand. Pure compliment getter. I mean, easily could have been in this list. But the reason why I picked Sunshine Man, this is a fragrance that, I'll give a story. I actually, one day, Maurice and I were going out to have a bite to eat and some drinks after work. He put on, I don't know, it was about, actually I think it was 50 sprays of something because we were doing a little test of a high quality fragrance. I don't remember even which one it was, but it was a niche, high quality niche fragrance from here. I put on, just to try it out, 3 sprays. I just put, because I was trying it out, I put on 3 sprays on my arm. We went out to an outdoor restaurant, and as we're sitting there outside, this is the fragrance that we kept smelling over all the other fragrances. I was wearing other fragrances on my arms. I had like 2 sprays of this, 3 sprays of that. Sunshine Man, it got noticed. People commented on it, even over the spray. The fragrance had 50 sprays coming from Maurice, which is again, so Sunshine Man, it's gonna get you noticed, it's gonna get attention, and it's gonna again scream, come smell me. All right, that's number 2. Number 1, and if you've been watching my videos recently, you know what this is. Come on, guess it, guess it, guess it. This is a no-brainer for those of you who've been watching me recently, and that is Cologne. Cologne, again, I've told the story on a dare from Maurice. I wore this out a couple weeks ago. It was not a fragrance that I owned, even though I've smelled it, I've reviewed it, I've worn it. To me, it was like, okay, some people love or hate this. This is a very polarizing fragrance. People, again, are in the love or hate camp. I was in the neutral. I liked it, but it was, okay, you know. I have other fragrances from Perfumes de Marly, like Hobdon, and even I would say Greenlee, some of the newer ones, but that I wear more often. And anyways, I wore this on a dare from Maurice because I had an important event to go out to, and he's like, wear it, see what happens. I put 10 sprays on, as I do with every fragrance I wear, and the first 3 women that were meeting me that night, every single one of them was like completely blown away. All 3 of them, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing? That's amazing. I've never smelled anything like it. It was, you know, by the end of the night, they were literally texting me to remind them of the information of what it was and where they could get it. So, Cologne, I got to tell you, and since then, I immediately came in the next day and got the bottle. I immediately came in literally the next day on a Sunday and picked up a bottle for myself because it's just, you know, you got to have a fragrance like that in your repertoire, in your collection, because it just is going to literally be a magnet to other people if you're trying to attract them. So there you have it, my top 5 compliment getter niche fragrances. Every single one of them, you can't go wrong. Of course, there's many others. I mentioned a few during this video. This list could go on and on. There's a ton of them, but these are my top 5 that are surefire, guaranteed compliment getting fragrances. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and please subscribe. Appreciate the support. I'll be back soon with another video. Peace and love.